Hey people, welcome to Tier 53 Graesark Undercity Blue Team. Couple of Orks first up is Dark Riku as a Mekboy, teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. Alongside Adila is a Warboss melee hero that can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. And rounding off the blue team, Aguxyz as a force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Red team then, Zevargel is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, lots of great manipulation and control abilities with some powerful offense too, getting stuck in with the Mekboy early on. Alongside Boss is an Inquisitor, offensive commander with great control abilities, begins in melee combat but can get ranged weapons, has a little bit of a support about or two, was trying to target the Warboss with her Hammer of the Witches there, but he ran away. And rounding off the teams is Forestradio as a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling commander with great mobility, some powerful combat and a bit of support too, begins in range combat but can get melee weapons. So it's the Ravener Alpha versus Force Commander in the southwest, and the contested VP is going to be Mekboy versus Sorcerer, and we'll see what the Warboss and the Inquisitor do in the middle. Bit of a strange map, it can go either way. You can see lots of 2v2 fights at the top or lots of 2v2 fights at the bottom over the naturals as well. Some Hormagaunts moving in, Termagants taking some shots. Orks might be forced off the field here, which will leave Aguxyz alone. Warboss is off, double shoot is still in play, but Hormagaunts are on them. Force Commander trying to help him out there. Meanwhile, Sentinel getting shots in. Not seen have Hammer of the Witches gone off. It must have though, because she's missing a little bit of energy here. Such a great starting ability. Raven Alpha going to take down this War Banner. Wasn't going to last long in that position, I don't think. Meanwhile, top. Oh no, Heretics have died. Riku has lost his sluggers too. And looks like Zevargel had to reinforce some Chaos Space Marines. So on balance, that was probably a win for Riku, especially since he keeps Shooter Boys in play. He wiped Heretics and took out at least one of those CSM guys. And you're probably going to see, but yeah, here we see the sluggers replaced. Going to see those Heretics replaced as well, most likely. What's going on over here? We have a tunnel. Should be shot down pretty easily. You want to try and get one in a... Oh, he's got one over here, look. Forestradio with some sneaky tunnels. Northeast VP is turning red for the CSM, but might get caught here. Looter's setting up now for Dark Riku. Suppression team by default with this Death Gun. Always fun to see shooting at stuff. Trying to grab that contested power, but it's not going to work out for them. Sluggers are going to move in as well. Double shooters are back at base, idle right now. There's the Hammer of the Witches on the Force Commander, stunning him in place, doing a bunch of damage too. Devastators, and I would assume Shotgun Scouts here for Aguxyz. Ravener Brood for Forestradio. There's that Borrow Strike. There's the knockback. Surprising amount of range on that knockback. Can catch you off guard. And they get in on the Devastators as well. Nice approach by Forestradio. See if Aguxyz can hold. It's going to be tough. There's a Shotgun Blast just in time on the Raveners. Can the Devastators set up though and can he keep the Raveners off them? Cannot. Don't think he's going to be able to hold here. Forestradio might get this VP, might even be able to get on the power here. Held out as much as he could, but the Ravener Burrow Strike really messed up his defensive position there. Iron Halo up for the Force Commander. Good choice to let him get stuck in longer, but not going to help him force off the Tyranids right here. Both of the Termagants with Toxin Sacks. Meanwhile, we have, well, it looks like a 2v1 fight against, no, it's a 2v2 fight. Riku spotting the overextension a little bit earlier, able to get some units out. Looter's set up in heavy cover, but that's a dangerous place to be because Zevargel just set up the Noise Marines coming in with the grenade launchers, and those Looters got very, very low. In fact, Catachans are on retreat path from Boss. Might be able to finish them off. Some melee attacks, and a Shotgun Blast does finish them off. They threw out their grenade launcher just in case there, but didn't actually need to. Well done, Boss. recognizing those retreating looters that were low and got in perfect position to take them out. Forestradio continues to sit on this VP. He's going to need to get something else, and it is an assault squad. I was going to say he could get shotgun scouts or some assault marines to brawl. Looks like he's going for the brawly route. Jump in amongst those termagants, and can also counter jump the Raveners after they burrow strike. Going to see a potential power bash here from Zevargel. He's got some noise marines. Pretty good at power bashing. Here they go. Here comes Riku to defend. Got his electric armor up. Has been disrupting him a lot with this teleporting into melee business. Really messes up your approach play when that happens. Do you turn and engage the Mekboy who's in your lines, or do you keep fighting? Down go the noise marines. Dealt with pretty sharpish there. Heretics might also go down on retreat. Looks like they'll be okay. Just the aspiring champion remains, but they do get out of there. Slugger's trying to build a war banner again, not really using a line of sight blocker or anything to protect it. But they did get one pretty big buff off it here. 381, 476. If it allows them to bash the power, then that is worth it, I think. Forestradio and Zevargel go tier 2 first. Zevargel the absolute quickest to go, and with not a lot of resources to spare. And power might get bashed right now too. We'll see if that was mistimed. Did he want to get something out first? Some Havocs maybe. 357 to 476 on the VP's 2-to-1 cap for red. Forestradio has done well at the bottom, keeping that VP and also harassing Aguxyz VP. They also have to contested right now, but Sluggers are decapping. Artillery spotters, wow, really nice mortar shell. Disrupted like 2 armies there. Heretics, I thought they were repairing, but they're not. They're very low on hit points despite having 7 models here. They're going to start shedding units very quick. Look at that. Barely getting away there. Sentinel is being repaired. Crossbow bolt pistol is up for the Inquisitor. They might be fighting double knobs or even more than that later on. So a decent investment for her. Does some good damage too. Orcs will be forced off here. A bit overeager to get on the power there maybe. Should have backed off a little bit to a defensive position around the VPs. Look at this mech doing some work with his electric armor. Is eventually persuaded to leave though. Incendiary shells queued up for the mortar guys, and can they bash power? Double guardsmen, artillery spotters and the sentinel are going to try. Going to get at least 1 generator, would you think? So they're going after the node there. Should finish off that generator first. I think they're going to get it anyway. Force Commander levels to 2. And is now sitting on Forestradio's VP and takes it. Corrosive Devourer for the Ravener Alpha. Awesome ranged weapon. Venom Brooder up also. Aguxyz goes for the Razorback. We'll see how long that lasts with some anti-vehicle on the field already for Forestradio. Blood Crusher for Zevargel. Gets it out in decent time actually. Dark Riku and Adila not tier 2 yet. They've spent a reasonable amount building up their army before then. Riku with the electric armor, upgrading shooters and also the looters that he lost. Also had to replace the sluggers of course, so it all adds up. Zevargel replaced his heretics and upgraded them and got noise marines, but I think that was it in terms of, oh, he did also get robes of torment now. Not a whole lot of power expenditure. Held out pretty well. Dark flames, that's a nasty dark flames. Global ability of the sorcerer. Those guys have to retreat through a lot of crap there, and doom bolts flying in. Sorcerer having a fantastic start to tier 2. Look at this. Decimated Adila's army. Got caught in a really bad position. A fantastic dark flames made him play for committing through the center there. And here's the Blood Crusher. Has vehicle armor and some heavy melee damage. Not a huge amount of hit points though. But decent mobility on that thing. Get it out early, can do a lot of damage. Red team able to defend every time the blue get on their power here, it seems like. And there's the Blood Crusher to do some work. And takes out a Shooter Boy squad immediately. Those were Dark Rikus, who does have a Weird Boy up. Boom. Zap flies out too. That's going to jump to nearby units. Need to try and separate them. But it did jump. Couldn't separate them in time. It's going to jump again, I think. Yep, it did. But now it shouldn't jump anymore. It does, I think, 50 damage per jump. And forces you to micro to get out of it. Noise Marines Part 2 on the way for Zevargel. Here's this Razorback. Doing a good job keeping the Venom Brood tied up with his submarines. Forestradio now getting some help from the Imperial Guard. Sounds like heresy to me. Down goes the Razorback. Sentinel with the crack missiles finishes it off. Great assist by Boss. Seen that a few times from him. Stormtroopers with assault kit are up. Look at this, Chains of Torment. Warboss getting incredibly angry. Does have the enhanced custom shooter. Seen this a lot recently. Great weapon. Also spiky armor and the boss pole to help out his little orcs. And even the other big ones. Catachun's getting stuck into sluggers. That's a scary fight though. Upgraded sluggers will usually chew through them. 304, 385. Shrine of Zinch. Firing out some Doom Bolts and a big hit from the Blastmaster too. Gets those Shooter Boys out of there. Again, the Shrine not put behind a shot blocker. I'm pretty sure those bolts can fire over shot blockers. And there are some there that he could use. Electric armor again doing some work. Wow. Painful. You do have to commit pretty hard to that though. Usually means you'll be forced off afterwards. Tier 3 for the entirety of the blue team here. Really need to hold their power. We'll see if red team jump on it. In fact, they're jumping on it right now. Down goes one gen. This guardsman squad very low on hit points. Got 2 generators, that's not bad. Tank Buster Barrage. Blowing up those low level and low health guardsmen. Ouch. Nice barrage. Sentinel was kind of unscathed. Slugger's getting dealt with. Chains of Torment is a massive pain in the ass for Adila right now. 258, 385. Doesn't really have anything to shoot it down with. I suppose the custom shooter could do some work there. There we go. Stunning the heretics, or some of them in a way. Tank Buster Barrage as well. Don't think he got a model off him. They've lost 3 though. Here's the Mekboy, wants to stop this Blastmaster. Sluggers, what are they up to? Triple cap now for red team. Looted tank on the way for Dark Riku. And red team also into tier 3. Blue team got their work cut out here. 200 VPs to make up. Started pretty strong at the top. But we might see another triple here. Unless the Orcs can hold, and I don't think they can. Boom. The early game aggression didn't quite pay off. That Dark Flames on Adila was painful. But he's well into tier 3 with tons of resources. Not sure what he's saving up for here. Here we see a cap for the triple again. No, double. Aguxyz VP coming back thanks to the Orcs. The Artillery Tower's going to be shotgunned down, I think. Venom Brood struggling to hit those scouts with their Venom Cannons. Oh, still on some power down here. Can they node it? I probably would. Horror Strike. Is there anything there too? Oh, there was a nice grenade there. Waiting for those guys from Aguxyz. Gets them off the field and maybe evens up this fight, but the Tactical Marines need to get back into cover here. There we go. They're under heavy cover with that metal pipe now. Double cap for red team. Blue under 100. And they show no fear for the Marines now with the Sergeant. Giving them some nice damage resistance and a melee knockback, but their speed suffers. I think it also gives them suppression immunity, or it breaks suppression or something like that. Bomber Gods might finish off these Marines if they're not careful. Assault Squad jumping in. They are so low. 100 hit points almost on 3 models. They do eventually get the hell out of there. That might finish them off, that missile barrage there. Assault Squad not too worried about tying up the Venom Brood now, because he doesn't have a vehicle down here. Carnifex on the way for Forestradio. Aguxyz is well into tier 3. So we could see Assault Terminators to fight it. There's that looted tank. This is from Dark Riku with the reinforced plating. I believe you need to get this now to unlock the Mega Boom Shot, or I could be completely wrong. Nice, all reliable from the Catechins. Done well so far, these guys. Stayed out of trouble largely and got that nice kill. Here's a Lehman Russ. Can it hunt down the looted tank? Blue team with the 2-to-1 cap. They need to keep this VP up here. Nob Squad on the way now for Dark Riku. Adila gets the battle wagon on the field, and it's on the way over here. Loaded up with Orks as well. Gonna start running stuff over. That's nasty. Is he going to go all the way into base here? He might. But there's a Land Raider Phobos. Not something that a battle wagon wants to fight, really. And a Lehman Russ there too. And a Sentinel. Can they deal with this battle wagon right here? Might be able to. Lehman Russ might go down. Lehman Russ does go down. Dirgecaster won't stun the battle wagon, but does get the tank buses off the field. I think they can chase this down here. Down it goes. Battle wagon dealt with pretty quickly. Sentinel also dealt with, I think. Sluggers are chasing him. Does go down. So some trades there. Lehman Russ and Sentinel for a battle wagon. 71, 322 on the VPs. 2-to-1 cap for the blue. Oh no, the sluggers went down. Those guys are fully upgraded. Here's the Nob Squad. Getting those U-Jammers up last. Incredibly powerful tier 3 melee unit with some serious cost associated with them if you get all the upgrades, which he has. So they need to put a shift in here and do a hell of a lot of work. Warboss might run over this improvised explosive. Nope, he's going to stop and shoot stuff. Shooting good, in fact. Like disrupting, like stunning an entire army over there. Those Marines run away. Not sure how they got so close to the action. Maybe they were set up around here. No more shrines that I can see. Can't see any war banners or mech turrets either. Nobody ever gets those mech turrets though. Let's see what's going on southwest. There's that Carnifex. He's gone for the Thornback, and we also have some Assault Terminators. Looks like it's going to be a pretty tasty fight here. Librarian there getting stuck in, trying to get those Synapse bombs off the Venom Brood. There's one. Tier 3 Lictor jumping around too. Heavy melee, that guy. And that nasty flesh hook takes out that Scout Sergeant. Wow. That wiped the squad, I guess. Assault Squad, Assault Terminators, I should say, quite easily dealing with this Carnifex here. They just have so much hit points. Able to brute force their way through it. Carnifex charges out. Might be okay now. Oh no, they teleport on him. Capillary Tower up to try and boost his speed a little bit. Not sure if he was even in range for that Capillary Tower. 82 hit points remain. I don't think he's going to get away. We'll see. Can they stop those guys? Where are the Termagants? I don't know. Down goes the Carnifex. Did your job. And then they get Gate of Infinity away by the Librarian. Awesome play down there. Down goes the Phobos, I suppose. Tank busters and a Nob Squad, I'm sure, had something to do with it. Oh, those double tank busters, in fact. And another battle wagon from Adila with some commandos. Really are trading units up here. Well, that is a big, big win for the blue team, getting that Phobos down. Nob Squad don't have Dirgecaster to worry about and can really start wrecking stuff. That's a big zap gun shot. Keeping that uncapped. Red team will get their natural back thanks to Forestradio, and it's going to be a 1-to-1. Inquisitor being annoying and capping this wreck point here. There's that psychic hood. Can Forest get through on this VP? It's only a Devastator stopping him, and that can be flesh hooked or jumped on. I think he just used his jump though. Lehman Russ on the way for boss. He will be able to decap under infiltration. But looks like he is going to go have a word with these Devastators here. Tie them up. There we go. Alien Fiends indeed. Ravener's going to be on capping duty and shoots. Lictor dealt with, but I don't think he can stop this cap here. And Battle Wagon now to help. Is that enough to get the... It is enough to get the Tyranids off the field completely. Devastators were set up again as well. But did get the decap, right? Yeah, it did. So now red team need to do well at the top. Nob Squad is here though, and there's a nuke. Imperial Abyss from Zevargel forces the Nob Squad to retreat the hell out of there. Mekboy to teleport out. I mean, it stops the cap, but I don't think it killed anything or did significant damage. Just need to make sure there's Nob Squad out of there. Great unclean one on the way now for Zevargel. Assault Terminators are back up to 3 models. Force to be reckoned with for Forestradio now. What's he going to do to deal with them? He's got a lot of resources. Maybe a Neurothrope would be good. Don't see a lot of that guy around these days. Everyone wants their Carnifexes stomping up. Blue team are going to take the northeast. Adila got up here pretty quickly. Still that looted tank around. We've got tank busters from Adila, double, and 1 from Dark Riku. Commando squad as well, so they have a decent amount of anti-vehicle here. Double CSM are going to struggle to fight this with the 2 vehicles there. Red team are going to have a tough time at the top. Here comes Boss to try and help. Has a Vanquisher Lehman Russ. It is another Carnifex of Forestradio. I wonder if it'll go Barb Strangler this time and just try and stay away from the assault Terminators. Keep the Termagants around to get that crippling. Easier said than done, of course, when you have a Librarian getting stuck in and Assault Squad jumping on you. Judgment goes down from the Inquisitor. Excruciators as well with their assail. And Liber Heresias to give her a whole bunch of energy. Orcs pushing through. Here's the Great Unclean One. Found some knobs to fight and maybe eat. Chains of Torment doing a great job over there. But they're still in. They are still in combat. There's a cloud of flies. Battle Wagon charging through the back lines. Nicely done by Adila. Great Unclean One doing big chunks of damage to the Nob Squad, and also that damage over time just from being near them. That was a foul snare. 1 model down. Oh, super tough beam here from the Mekboy. Amazing, amazing buffs from this thing. Doesn't last a huge amount of time though. Battery pack and a beamy death gun as well. Great Unclean One putting on a show. tearing through these knobs. But there's Call the Boys. Mekboy was close enough to do Call the Boys, and now the Knob Squad are back up to full strength. And the Great Unclean One all of a sudden is in big trouble. Big trouble. Not sure if the big fella's going to get out of here unless Zevargel can teleport him away. He has retreated, and that might be to get the teleport, and it is. There it is. Warps him out. Great Unclean One now needs to turn around. He's still following his last order, which was to fight the Knob Squad. There we go. Now he turns around. Boss with his third Demon Rust on the way. What's going on bottom? Got a red power point. An uncapped blue VP. Looks like Devastators are trying to cap here. Terminator's Assault Squad with Judgment on them, I think that is. Yep. Level 6 Inquisitor. Battle wagon full of stuff. I guess it's full of the tank busters and the commandos. And the sluggers too to help repair. 57 to 127 on the VPs. So close. Blue team have been under 100 VPs for like 10 minutes or something now, I think. Plague Marines on the way for Zevargel. Gotta get rid of that battle wagon somehow. It's down here right now though, and might be gotten rid of right here, right now. Leman Russ coming in, getting some shots. Venom Brood is still in play as well. Down it goes. Trying formation was popped in just to make sure and get some decent hits on these Orcs here. More than decent. And a rocket run on retreat path. Nicely done by the red team there. Commandos were wiped. The rest of the squad's very low now. It needs a lot of reinforcing. I think his sluggers also wiped there, Adila. 57 to 91. Blastmaster's still in play. He's done some good work. Sorcerer off the field, which is bad because here comes the Knobs and there's not going to be a Chains of Torment to hold him down. Great Unclean One's healed up. Maybe get a foul snare on these flash kits over here. Goes for the Weird Boy, who then eats a whole bunch of Inferno Bolts from the Chaos Space Marines. Knob Squad choosing the Plague Marines who are trying to cap for their first fight here. 57 to 71. That was an exploding Weird Boy, I think, that went off there. Rocks just trying to get this Blastmaster out of the field. Might wipe it if Zevargel's not careful, and it does wipe, I think. Are you a Noise Marine? Oh, you are a Noise Marine. Took a while to get your Blastmaster there, but they do survive, barely. Super tough being Knob Squad. Not a whole lot. That's a scarier sight than that in the game. Red team all over blue team's natural VP here. Adila doesn't really have the numbers to support Aguxyz, so it's basically a 2v1 fight here on the Space Marine player. Here comes Adila. Looted tank on the way for Dark Riku to try and hold top, but red team have some powerful armies on the field here. If it wasn't for the Knobs, I think blue team would have been down and out at the top a long time ago, but that's why they're so expensive. I like how this guy has an axe on his back. Should be able to dual wield. Another Leman Rust now for boss. Nurgly Vomit. Can they prevent the cap? Looks like they can. And they're all over that natural VP still. Holding it down pretty damn effectively. It's probably better for Adila to go top and try to 2v1 that VP and come around to this natural. So I don't know how you're going to win this fight here unless all three players come down, which means you lose the top. And in fact, it's all irrelevant because there's the VP counter going to 0. Didn't even notice. Red team take it. Strong start at the top by blue, but Adila got caught a couple of times at the Dark Flames here, and also this nuke combo over here. Kind of things you can't really do a whole lot about in a 3v3 unless you're just super careful and don't commit barely at all, but you have to. And he got caught a couple of times. Mekboy got level 7, that awesome super tough beam going on. Level 4 Warboss did a hell of a lot early on with the custom shooter. Level 4 Force Commander. Listen, Vanguard veterans at the end. Just couldn't hold that VP against 2 players there. Aguxyz did some awesome work though. Level 7 Sorcerer, level 8 Inquisitor. And Raven Alpha level 5 with Regenerate and Synapse Aura. The Inquisitor was awesome. Tons of control abilities around. And there you have it guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.